Okay, this is our falling section. So working on falls is important because one, you might kick and fall, two, you might slip and fall. But in part of our self-defense practice, we want to make sure we fall properly so we don't hurt ourselves, and we can practice at a higher rate of speed and still be safe and make it more practical. So we're going to start off with the front fall. So I like to start them down on the ground and work our way up. So we're going to start on our knees. Our hands are going to go in this triangle shape. Those are going to go right down in front of your face on the floor. So if you put your nose down, it would go right in between the triangle. Then I'm going to drop my elbows to the floor, so that way my elbows, my palms are on the floor, and my knees, but they're also not a little crammed up like this. So I want to be out so I have plenty of room in between my elbows and my knees. Another important thing on side falls, we want to turn our head one way or the other, just in case it does hit. We're not hitting the front of our face, it's on the side. Unfortunately, we might have to sacrifice an ear, but that's better than your nose or your eye. So from this position, my legs are going to go straight back like a push-up position. So I'm on the balls of my feet in the back and my elbows and the palms of my hands in the front. And I want to tighten my center or my lower back to make basically a plank position, nice and straight. I don't want to go too wide. I want to be straight back, similar to like Junbi stance or ready stance. So once again, I'm going to go down, feet back, head to the side, and then come back. Hands down, fingertip to elbows, feet back, head to the side. That's how we can practice our front fall to get started. Once we get a little bit more comfortable with it, I can do that from a squat position. Hands go down, feet go back. It's important that I don't go forward, but my feet are going to go backwards, and turn my head to the side. Palm to the elbows is striking the mat. From that point on, we can work ourselves up to more of a standing or less of a squat position and make our fall. Next, we're going to do back fall. So from a seated position, cross my hands in the front, tuck my chin, which is very important so my head doesn't create a whiplash to the rear. And I'm gonna slowly go to my back, keeping my head off the floor, and then my hands are gonna go to my sides, not too far away, so maybe 15 degrees out from my hips. And my legs are gonna extend like I'm doing a double pushing kick towards the side of the wall. Now, sideways, that's gonna look a little bit more like this. Cross my hands, tuck my chin, go down to my back, keeping my head away from the floor, hands down, legs out, and back in. As we get more comfortable with that, we can blend them together and coming back up. Now, because I'm explaining, I'm not key-opping, but when we hit the floor, we definitely want to let out our key-op so we don't knock the wind out of ourselves. That goes for all the falls, not just back fall. Once I get more comfortable, again, I can do that from a squatting position. Cross my arms, tuck my chin, roll back, and fall. Sideways view looks like this. And once we get a little more comfortable with that, we can stand up a little bit and go down into that one. So we want to be as comfortable as we can with the fall position before we want to do it at a higher level. And once we get used to doing it, then when you slip and fall, you might do that instead of something that's going to hurt you. Okay, side fall. I'm going to start on my side. Hand again is the same spot we were talking about with the back fall, about 15 degrees away from your hip. The leg on the floor, you're using the blade of your foot to strike with, and your hip is on the floor, but your knee is not, so you want your knee slightly up. Any part of your body that's bony, when it hits the floor, is going to hurt. So palm of the hand to the tricep and shoulder. Top foot is the palm of your foot on the floor, and your knee is more upright. And the other hand is on your knot of your belt or your tummy. Once we hit the floor, and again, chin tucked in, so it's away from the floor and doesn't bounce in there. So make it nice and tight. So how we can do that is from a seating position. I'm gonna put my hand on my belt, hand to my opposite ear, fall to my side, hand makes contact, and I can come back up, switching to the other side, and coming back up, and making sure my feet are in this position. Now, once we get used to that, I can start to lift my legs to get them cooperating with me as well. As that gets more comfortable, again, we can start to the squatting position, and I can load my hands the same way, stick my leg in front, and fall to the floor. Switch my hands, leg across, and fall to the floor. As we get more comfortable, again, a little bit higher. Ultra comfortable, can do it like that. Ultra comfortable. Okay, so front fall, back fall, and side fall. One additional technique that we like for falling practice is forward rolling. Knee on the floor, hand in front, other knee is up. This hand's gonna go in between my wrist and my knee. I'm making like a circular shape. Both legs are pushing forward, so I'm rolling right towards you with the top of my head, but tucking my chin, looking through. I want to become round. I want to go up and down. I want to go more forward because I want to keep contact with the floor the whole time as I push through, pushing over and back up. Rewind. So from this position, let's go sideways. Hand in, fingertips pointing to the side, space in between my knee and my elbow, knee and my wrist, and both legs are pushing forward. And this one's going through, creating a wheel. A little bit faster. This is actually easier. More momentum, the roll is going to be a lot easier. Key again, tucking the chin. I'm going from my shoulder to my opposite hip, but forward.